Hello. Okay, so it's Saturday the 5th of the 12th, 2015 at 10:39 in the morning, obviously because it's really light, and I wanted to make a video because this is like last year when I nearly got killed. Was Friday the 5th of the 12th, and it was the 6th when it happened at 1:11 a.m. and so I felt like it's an important day to make a video. Even though really it happened on the 6th at 1:11 a.m. I don't really want to have to repeat it by doing a video at 1:11 a.m. or that would be weird. It was weird enough this time last year what happened without like you know, doing that. It's been a difficult week because so much has happened, like always, and then everything with my mother has made it actually very effective because she's made it really difficult for me to talk about stuff, because when someone's trying to tell you that they think you're in need of mental help, then it silences you a little bit, because when that person's your mother and probably has, like, you know, well, it's, let me give you a little bit of background. So it's crazy to me because I am talking about insane things. I know that, you know, but because I'm talking about insane things doesn't make me insane. It's crazy to me that the people in my life that have caused the most trauma and pain and absolute insanity try and spin it all around to make out that I'm the one that's bonkers because I'm talking about the insane things. And I've never really spoken that much about my mother, but I feel like I should a little bit speak about her, seeing as she's like got so much credit for so much that happened in my life, and it was nothing good that she has credit for. And so, and the whole irony in her like contacting me and trying to make out that I need help is that I've got like video proof, both recorded and video proof of my mother's insanity. When I say recorded, I mean both like voice recordings and video proof of her. And but more to the point, which I've never released to YouTube, but I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit like this week, like, just release the footage, dude. I mean, it's just how she is, you know. Like, oh, my cat's coming up for help. She's already had so much food you can't believe. What do you want, Merlin? She's coming to distract me, isn't she? It's all a ploy. My cat's just a big distraction. This probably will be a hard video to make, and it might sound a little bit nuts because it's nutty stuff I talk about. You know, I was thinking about the irony in the fact that the people that are trying to question my mental health are the people which have caused the most trauma and pain ever in my life. Merlin, I can't talk to you right this second now. I'm trying to make a video for YouTube. She's lying on her back like this. Come here, you can go on it if you want. Come on. Oh, she says, no, I don't want to be on YouTube. I just want to lie here and make you suck on something. Merlin, please, love, please. So, yeah, it's been hard because obviously the things I'm talking about are really insane. But I just wanted to say, like, rather than like doing an expose on my mother, I thought, you know, maybe she thinks I sit here looking at conspiracy websites and all this nonsense. And I really don't, you know. There was like a brief period in time where I was like watching like David Icke stuff, but this is like years ago. It's like I was still living in her house then, when she first got a laptop. It's about 2008-ish, or 2009, around about that time. Merlin, quit it. Right, and so I don't do that, you know. I stopped looking at that stuff years ago because I realised I had to look into myself and my own family and stop looking away from home and at distractions and stuff. And so what I do though is I back myself up by looking at factual evidence. So my mum wants to laugh at me for choppers like the other night, or for implants. That's a massive like big thing in her mind, you know. Like obviously Clara makes me like a paranoid schizophrenic or something like that, you know. The point is that I look at factual evidence. I do look online at factual evidence. Like I look into science and the things which they've released publicly to the general public as they're already, you know, as possible, and they're already doing it. And this stuff goes back years. This goes back to when she was a kid. This goes back to when my granny was a kid. You know, okay, science improves and gets better, but we never get the full version of that. You know, we get like a censored version, like everything in life. So, yeah. Okay, she wants to come down. Come on then. Come on, Merlin. You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to be this mad distraction while I'm trying to film. Look at her. She's still really bald, by the way. You can see it really clearly there. She's like, all of that has never grown back yet. But because it's not a sore, I don't really mind if she's like, oh, look at her. You're like a little, she looks like a little gremlin or a little goblin or something. That's not good, Merlin. She does look very cute though, I've got to admit. It's her eyes which I'm looking at. I'm thinking, oh, spooky. You see, if ever you wanted a distraction in life, just get a cat that'll come around, run around in circles around you and yowl when you're trying to make videos for YouTube, and then look spooky because of the light on her eyes. But she's purring like a train. She's a very clever cat, my cat. Should we make a video about how my cat's so clever? And then they can say, Nina's bonkers. Hello, YouTube. Hello. You're going to be good and sit down nicely. Ah, she's just like my tights, the little madam. Okay, I don't think I've got much else to say really. When I grew up as a kid, watch out, I'm asking for 10 minutes. When I grew up as a kid, I grew up seeing my mother not remember stuff, seeing her blank stuff out. And I'd remember what I thought was everything. It wasn't everything, but I remembered a lot more than what she did. Always. And this is going back to right when I was a little tiny kid. And then little things that she said over the years that have stood out. And then I've had flashbacks about those times. And it makes sense why I remember certain things. Because I remember saying to her, where were you when I was looking after Granny? 5 years old. Because when Grandpa used to go work away, she still did then, like, well, this is what I was told he was what he was doing, was assessing prisoners' mental health. Like prisoners, you know, like people that like murder people, stuff like that. They have a psychiatric report, don't they? And those nights, Granny would be in the house on her own. But it doesn't make sense, really, because it was always on a weekend that I remember it to be. Because I wasn't at school or anything. It was always on a weekend. And that's why I think now, that doesn't seem to make sense. But, you know, this is what I know and remember and what I was always told. Then I said to Mum not that long ago, so I say not that long ago, when she was still, like, around, before she chose to run the other way, rather than get some help. As in, when I say help, it just meant, like, she needs to stop hiding behind me and just, like, do some work on herself. I'm not even talking about in, like, truth like kind of way at all. I never am. Like, to me, there is no like truth movement out there. The truth like lies within us all, and we can all get it out of ourselves, or we can all stay distracted looking at this world we're being told to watch and look at and all the rest of it. Man, put your head up. So if you're going to be on my YouTube video, at least you look cute. And she looks so cross at me. She's probably thinking, what's that cat doing looking back at me? Well, I distracted myself then, didn't I? I really have distracted myself. Well done, Nina. Look at my cat there, she's very cute. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remembered. Alright, go on then, go down. So, come on, go down, because I really do need to make this video. And it distracted me. Yeah, so I remember asking her, where were you when I was at Granny's? Not like that, just like, where were you? And she doesn't even remember me staying at Granny's in the first place. And that's always like a red flag in itself, because if Mum doesn't remember it happening, then it means there's more to it than just like, you know. Because anything she doesn't remember happening is always traumatic. And I usually remember it. Not fully, maybe. Well, I don't know. There's lots of I do remember fully, but there's lots of stuff which just come in flashbacks and everything. I just find it really beyond words crazy that the same woman who used to lock me in the house when I was a little tiny kid, 5 years onwards. I don't know, maybe before then, but I don't really remember before then so clearly. Hardly at all, if anything. But she used to lock me in the house and say she was never coming back. And this time I really had done it. And you're a little kid. I believed her. Of course I believed her. Why wouldn't I believe her? Believed her. My dad was already gone. And I didn't know the truth behind everything that had happened back then. I was just a little kid. And little kids don't understand stuff anyhow because they're just little kids. And she'd like go in the car and drive off and leave me, and I'd be clinging to her coattails, clinging to her legs, trying to stop her from going. My cat's now creating havoc in the house. Talk about distractions. And all these beacons started outside. I'd be clinging to her, begging her not to go. And she'd tell me like, no, you've really done it this time, Nina. I'm going and I'm never coming back. And she'd lock me in the house, and I'd be like clung to the door, screaming and crying my heart out. And I found out recently. I said, where did you used to go when I was a kid? Where did you used to go, Mum? And apparently she used to go drive somewhere and sit. But the thing is, I just lost my dad. Like 3 years with my father and then no father. And so my mother could do that. And I'd be petrified because I didn't know she was just playing a game. I didn't know. And I always believed she was never going to come back. And she only stopped doing that. I don't really remember what age it was when she stopped doing that. I don't think she did stop doing that until I was at the stables. And I was like 9 when I kind of effectively moved out of the house. Every single second I could, except for school days. But even in the summer I'd go up on an evening and stuff. I was always at the stables. That was my escape from everything. So it's mental that the same woman who used mental and mayhem my whole life to try and control me is now the one who's trying to turn around and say that I'm insane, when I've never been saner. Sadly, this is how it is. I've never been more sane when she's not there trying to drive me insane than I am when she is there, because she is hard work, and it's really hard to do any healing. Or when I say hard work, I don't mean in the normal realms of hard work. I mean in the realms of insanity hard work. You know, I think a lot of people like watch my stuff and think that I just booted mum out of my life. I didn't. Like, I begged her to stay. I didn't want this to happen. And I thought if it does happen, then it's for the future, because hopefully a few months will go by and eventually she'll stop trying to hide behind me and do some work herself. And then it all turns out she's been covertly watching my YouTube videos. So she's still hiding behind me, just in a different kind of way, isn't it? You know? So it'll never happen. She'll never get any help. She'll never, ever face up to her own things. And then one day, she'll die. And it'll be too late. And that sucks, because she'll never have, like, the daughter relationship she'd like to have, or that I'd like her to like to have. And I'll never have a mother like I'd like to have. I'll never have a mother, because what she's done and is continuing to do isn't what a mother... I'd never do that. It isn't what mothers do or should do. It's what mothers which are really like screwed up do, you know, and the kids manage to make it out sane. But then when you've got all your mind control elements in there, I know why everything's happening like it is, which is why it makes me feel a bit sad, because it is how it is. A lot sad, but you know, I had to face that years ago, and then she's welcome back in my life the second that she's just to change the tiniest little bit. Like, you shouldn't try and change people around you, but if the people around you are trying to destroy you, you have to like step away, or let them step away. She chose to step away, actually. It wasn't me who stepped away. She had choice, you know. She chose to walk away, not me. But back to today, yeah, it's the anniversary of the car wreck thing. So it's quite an intense day anyhow for me. I say the anniversary of the day because, like, it was Friday the 5th when I set off that night, and it was Saturday the 6th just when I went back home, and it was 1:11 a.m. when it happened on the 6th of the 12th, 2014. So it's quite an intense day for me. It's been an intense week, but I just really feel absolutely how ridiculous it is that the same person, it's ironic, you're trying to be silenced by the same person, by the very same person who caused more trauma in your life than anyone else ever could have done in a heartbeat in time. And so there's no irony in that, is there? Of course there is. And by someone who's totally like 100% bonkers. My phone's ringing. Let's just see who it is. I'm gonna have to answer it. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.